All right, gang. You have spent a few days in Zobeck upon your return, finding that the Shadow Fae have taken some liberties and made themselves known. A lot of information was figured out within the last day or so,
Mhm.
and
3 days?
in the last 3 days. And this is the day that you are attempting the ritual to tread the Niflheim or Shadow Road. Um, your tailored suits provided to you by a voucher from. Does anyone remember the owl woman's
Freya.
name? Freya's name.
Freya.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
From Freya, and she said that she will meet you there at some point. But before we get to the ritual and the inevitable crumble of the convicts, finally, let's go ahead. We're going to do a quick scene with Prudence, Tendie, and Leofston with a little gift giving.
So will the packages just like appear at Dragon's Copper, like just like in the mail?
Yeah. I mean, a courier could easily be able to bring that to you, no problem.
Okay. So with 2 items in hand, Leoston goes and tries to find Prudence and the Tendemeister.
Tendmeister.
The Tenderino.
Tenderino, dog.
Did you let Prudence leave to go do breakfast stuff on her own?
Probably.
Or did you send her to go find Tendie?
He sent her to go find Tendie.
Oh, smart.
Okay. Where's Tendie?
Tendie was probably in their room being nervous and getting ready for all of the madness that's going to go down.
Poor girl. You hear a knock on your door. Knock, knock, knock.
Tendie goes and opens the door.
Good morning, Tendie.
Hello, Prudence.
How are you feeling today?
Fine.
That decidedly sounded not very fine.
Tendie is fine.
Prudence kneels down, gathers Tendie up into a hug, and starts carrying them.
Okay.
How about we get you some breakfast?
Yes, Tendie would like breakfast.
Yeah,
go
meet
ahead.
them there.
Yeah. Tendie and Prudence are sitting down for some breakfast. You can see Prudence babying Tendie.
Tendie is like getting spoon-fed French toast. Having a lovely time.
I don't understand why you're using a spoon.
So Leoston approaches and he's holding a staff in one hand and a lute in another. Good morning.
Good morning, love. Go ahead and sit.
First, I'm going to pass these off. He first offers Tendie down a lute.
Thank you. What's this for?
It's for you. It's an item that Prudence wanted to give you as a thank you for helping with. He kind of holds up his hand and shows off the bracer.
Tendie like kind of chokes on their French toast and grabs the lute and does they're like looking it over and they're very excited.
The shopkeep says it has magical properties.
And they look up at Prudence and just go, for Tendie?
Do you like it?
Yes, very pretty.
This is likely Austin said a thank you for helping me in my time of need.
Oh, Tendie did not do much to help Prudence.
You did a lot. I don't think I would have been brave enough if it wasn't for your help.
Oh.
Hang on one sec. I don't know what's happening with this voice.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Tendie got it. Tendie is back.
I'm sorry, but that was the funniest thing.
It's either that or it's
hungry. Treats for Jeffrey.
and that one works really good.
Tendie want treats. Tendie excited about loot.
Tendie has like anime sparkles in their eyes, and they look up at Prudence and go,
Prue, Prue. Loot is loot for Tendie.
She starts giggling actually pretty hard. Prudence is a fan of puns.
and they immediately take it and kind of like strum it a little bit.
Oh. Why don't you play us a song, Tendie? I mean, if you want, I know it's early in the morning, but
Tendie goes, okay, and starts playing a song on the lute that sounds like do 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 do.
and it's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard in my life.
And it's
Prudence starts crying.
stunning.
Like,
Starts crying.
Prudence looks pretty pleased that Tendie enjoys their gift, and she puts her hand on their wrinkly little head, pats them once.
They jump up and give her the biggest hug.
Yes, Tendie hug was worth every moment. Prudence then looks up to Leofston. Who's that for? Do we need to go find somebody else?
No, I already found them. And he offers the staff out to Prudence.
She looks confused.
She just holds it.
She keeps
Prudence
looking
looks
confused.
behind her. Like,
She looks behind her. I don't. Nobody else is here that we know.
And yes, and that's why I am giving it to you, because it is intended for you.
It's for me.
Yes.
She hesitantly takes it, and she looks like she's going to cry. I need to go. And she gets up and runs out of the fucking food service hall.
Did I? He looks at Tendie and looks like legitimately like confused. That was bad. Did I do a bad thing?
No, Leofston did very good.
Big head nods.
Well, remind me to tell her what that does. Your lute is, if I remember correctly, is called the Lute of Force, and you can use the instrument to cast a spell. So which ones? I think there might be a list with it or something. I didn't. Honestly, I stopped listening after a moment. I apologize.
Very on brand. Look, I stopped caring. He said magic. I don't know what you want from me. Tendie will immediately favorite fucking thing. They find out that it has a manual, and then they pull out the manual and start reading.
Austin,
the first page of the manual is a language you do not understand.
Tendie tries to read it.
Chinese, no.
Also, Tendie can absolutely understand it. Tendie has that helm on.
Oh, are you wearing it right now?
Yeah.
at breakfast, being fed French toast.
Tendie put it on first thing in the morning because they were worried that they would forget it. Like, they have also triple checked every bag that they have, taken everything out, put it all back in because they're just nervous.
Austin pats their ears. I think I need to go finish packing, but let me know if you need anything.
Okay.
What is the staff? You said the staff like glows when there's enemies nearby, right?
If I remember correctly, it's the Staff of Warning. Let me pull it up. It's the
That's
Weapon of
dope.
Warning, but I chose it to be a quarter staff or a staff. Magic weapon warns you of danger. While the weapon is on your person, you have the advantage of on initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be surprised, except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. The weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range if any of you are sleeping naturally when combat begins.
That's cool.
So basically, like Sting, but like a stick.
Hell yeah. I was gonna say you go outside and there's explosions as Prudence is trying out a new staff, but you know. If you do go outside, you'll see her old staff just abandoned against the side of the wall.
Tendie will take the old staff.
Like Leosman's reaching out to like put it in his room, but it's already gone. Tendie is just already screaming off with it.
Tendie
They're
gets
like-
2 gifts.
They're like holding it like it's a log and it's way too long, and so they're trying to run, but like a cat holding something that is too big, they're kind of just like waddling and trying to tug it.
Please tell me, please. Katie, please
Yes.
tell me that when they try to take it into their house, they bring it inside.
Why would they do anything else? You are so right. Thank you for my life.
Very good.
Oh, you know what? They don't go to their room. They go to Poppy's room to show off all their cool new gifts that they got.
Yeah.
Staff is a gift for Tendie.
The staff is a gift that Tendie can eventually give to somebody else. Tendie is the kind of person where when you're unwrapping like a gift that's in a gift box, they immediately take the gift box from you because they're going to reuse it next year and it's going to be great and everyone's going to be so excited.
God, I love them so much.
Is that
With
it?
that,
We'll play over.
oh well, Leosman's gonna eat breakfast. Then he's going back to his room. Now it's over. God.
Fine.
I put something in the chat, and it's a reminder that we need to buy a magic item in order to sell it in the Feywild and have Fey money.
I think Maya's right.
Yeah, Dad is right. We could just beat someone up and take their money. That's right.
True.
Never mind, we're good.
We are the convicts.
You should
What if-
always
Yeah.
beat up a Fae. If I've learned one thing from Prudence, it's that you should just beat the shit out of Fae.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I was about to ask, what if we just beat up Hash? I mean, it could be in the Feywild if that's what you want.
I don't think he has Fey money. I mean, you can do that too, but like,
Prudence like, oh, we're doing it for money. Oh.
Oh, no, but what did you say? I'm sorry, I got confused.
Okay, so I guess I thought like we were trying to get an item for the court, and then Hash was like, that's not a great idea.
Yeah,
So, but that's what we were supposed to be doing instead, was buying it to sell. Okay.
because Jordan said that we can't transfer funds. For
Mhm.
some reason, there's no like transfer system, so we need to.
It's not that
do
there's
that.
no transfer system. They just don't appreciate mortal coin or vice versa.
Yeah,
So
there's
no
a
transfer-
Western Union, but nobody really uses it.
So they don't. So there's no transfer system.
Yeah.
Can we go to
we-
Ileana?
Let's say we can go to Ileana and get that list and see if we can find something from her.
Jordan, can I roll a D100? And then if I land on a specific number you say, you can do that by chair for Ileana.
I mean,
Oh, that's right. We were getting her a chair.
I don't think 1 out of 100 chance of you being able to get her a chair. Like, that's probably a good like 50-50.
Okay, well,
So,
high low?
well, high, you got her a chair.
Perfect.
Yeah!
Nice.
Very good.
They went thrifting and found her a really nice chair.
Yeah, Prudence scurries into Lee Austin's place. Cece's there. She goes, and takes the chair and runs away.
He just steals one of his chairs.
It's the wrong chair.
He's like in the middle of packing, just looks up and goes back to packing. You're replacing that.
She does not replace it. She puts a hole in the back.
So fucking good.
Yep. All right. So
we go to Ileana. We give her
Oh.
chair tail. Tail chair.
she definitely thanks you for the chair. It's very kind.
Yay! I know I'm so kind.
She does make a small backhanded complaint that it took you long enough, but other than that,
Honestly, that's fair. We've been here for a while. We promised her that chair, like, before we went to the Griffin Towers, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I now know what Poppy's doing. She is making and buying a lot of sweet things for Sin's sake, so he doesn't eat in the Feywild.
That's really cute.
So he doesn't get tricked into like eating some person's food that's sweet and like traps him in the Feywild forever.
God, you know he would,
I need
too.
something to bribe him.
I do want to give you one opportunity. I know we talked about this at some point, whether it be off camera or not, for the group. So you would know that it is likely, not advisable, but possible, to forage for food on the Shadow Road. So with that in mind, I'm going to give people, I know normally we wouldn't really pay attention to this, but depends on how long it takes you on the Shadow Road to get to the Shadow Courts.
Like how long it takes Hosh, am I right? Hey, up high.
So with that in mind, you will need to look at your how many rations you have, and if you feel like you need to probably purchase more.
Yeah.
Can you quickly tell me how many rations cover how many days?
Well,
One
Or
ration per
actually-
day.
yep, it's one ration per day.
I have 7 days worth, but I don't trust that amount.
I have 8.
And
With Prudence, Lee Austin bought up some already taken out, and he's got more than that. What the fuck?
Remind me how much rations are?
5 silver.
Oh, I have 19. I'm good.
I also want 19. If I have 8 and I need 19, and 8 and 8 is 16, then I need 8. I need 11.
11.
Yay! I did math.
You
Okay,
did.
so if I spend 10 golds worth of rations, then it would be 20 days.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do too.
Ooh, I like that better. Never mind.
I did math in a weird way to get the correct answer.
You know, I appreciate that.
I'm doing my math, and I just changed everything on my sheet, so I now have 23 rations.
But my
Okay.
gold was 1991, which is one off from my birthday.
Oh shit! You're not allowed to buy any more rations. Sorry.
Yep. We just pack it up.
Oh no, wait,
boys.
that makes it 1981, which was when Jeremiah was born. That's even better.
Wait, 1981 you say?
Mhm.
Okay.
What? Just for no reason. What's the last 4 of his social security number?
Yeah, it's not important. I'm
And
just
the name of his favorite pet.
yeah.
Oh, it's a 69420.
Favorite pet is Angie, and we all know it. Don't fucking even try to think it's something else.
Okay. So as long as you do the math, and reduce the amount of money on your sheet, you can put in however much rations you think that you would need.
Do we know how long this trip is going to be?
No.
No idea.
That's why we're overpacking.
We just eat
Okay.
stuff when we're there.
No, don't step
Yeah.
off the road. Don't listen to Jordan.
What if there's a Shadow Fey Wendy's just right there on the road?
Shadow
Wendy's.
Fendies.
Do they have flurries? Or not flurries?
Sure.
Sure. Do they have Wendy's ice cream? I can't remember.
No,
Frosty.
Frosties.
Hello, what's happening?
I don't know.
No clue. Okay, so other than that, you guys get your clothes. Is any of you wearing it for this ritual, or are you just having it packed?
Lee Austin's is packed.
Yeah.
Prudence doesn't
Packing.
feel comfortable wearing hers then.
Yeah,
Sin
if no
definitely
one
shows
else.
up in full garb because he did not get the memo.
Oh, poor Sin.
Hey, Sin, maybe we should not, just in case we come across any, like, if we battle on the road, we don't want your not costume, your outfit getting destroyed.
Oh, so I should go change then, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I'm
Right.
sorry I didn't tell you earlier.
No, it's okay.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
I'll wait for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Glad that's taken care of.
The evening itself is very cold.
Mhm.
You meet up with Hosh on the docks, and you begin to prepare the ritual as the sun begins to set.
Oh, Tendie casts Bardic Inspiration on themselves.
And Poppy casts something on you as well. It's called Bless.
When Sin returns, he has a sweet tattoo.
Whoa, that's so cool. It's pretty sweet.
Is it sweet, like literally sweet, like you have tattoos of desserts?
Tendie
Or-
looks at
No.
its arm.
It's a claw tattoo, so it just looks like the monster symbol all over his body, pretty much.
Cool. Okay, Katie, you add a D4 to a saving throw, attack roll, or a saving throw or attack roll.
Okay.
Are you adding that to her to Tendie on Fantasy Grounds?
I need to hold up. I didn't consider actually adding it for some reason.
Yeah. Since Tendie will be making the roll. Yeah.
And that uses a first level spell slot.
Now.
I only have so many of them.
Yeah, let's spend them all. I like the sound of
Yeah.
that.
I don't.
Okay.
But okay.
The river is relatively calm. It's at least gonna provide you with a good speed in which you can be able to get there. You all need to be able to find a vessel in order to be on the river.
Can we hollow out Hosh?
Are you gonna stand on him or something? Like what?
Use his ribcage.
I don't know how much more this is going to be funny.
Mm,
I'll let you into a secret. It's gonna be funny for me forever.
Yeah, maybe I can earn 5% more of your trust, and I'll go commandeer us a boat.
what is there? Yeah, I've got nothing, so we need a boat. A
Tendie
bigger
cannot
boat if we
make a
can.
boat.
Because there's a lot of us.
He goes, I mean, you're in the dock district, so not too far away is.
So where are we ever gonna find a boat?
Okay, since since Bless technically lasts only a minute, we'll say that I do it right before.
Correct, yeah.
Actually.
Perfection.
I'm not.
Prudence, Jordan, Prudence is actually gonna help Hosh. She's gonna help him find a boat.
So you catch up to
All,
Hosh.
yeah, all that stuff was out of character. She jogs up to him. Oh, let me help you, Hosh.
With what? Finding a boat?
Yes, finding a boat. We need a vessel, right? She smiles.
Yes, there's a couple over there, and a man who probably, for the right amount of coin, will let us borrow it.
Sure. She slaps him on the back
Insight check.
and then runs up and starts talking to him.
Yeah, insight for sure.
God damn it. What do I have to roll?
Seven.
Are you trying to do something?
I'm trying to be friendly.
You can't.
I don't
Angie, you
believe that.
can't deceive the DM. I'm asking you, are you doing something that would require a deception roll? Or are you being earnest? You have to tell me, otherwise it's entrapment.
It's true. I have heard that.
She is trying, but it is difficult. You ever like swallow something and it's like really nasty, so you're like trying not to make a face? Kind of like that feeling.
So there's
Like
So it's not earnest. There's some sort of intent behind it.
Yeah, it's 50% earnest. She's really trying, but it's hard. That's why I'm making it so obvious.
Deception check then.
Come on, baby girl, you got this. You can be deceptive. +0. It's fine. Whee!
Hmm. I guess you get points for trying. You good sir. My mic is echoing in your headset, I think.
No, it's fine.
I have not heard.
Okay. You good sir. Could you
Yes, my shadow friend, shadow fae friend, shadow friend, fae friend. We're buddies. We'd like that boat, please. Sorry,
we're
I forgot
not.
to do my accent.
We're not. We're just we need the boat. We are going on a
Listen
bit
to him,
of
he's such a joker. We're definitely
a
friends.
river travel excursion.
I'm putting my life in his hands. It's totally fine. We would like to procure this boat.
And the river's frozen, so I mean, hardly, barely frozen outside of Zobeck. So what do you really need a boat for right now?
Is that Hosh or the river guy? Do
It's
they have the
Hosh.
same voice?
It's Hosh. It's you and Hosh are both like talking. He's looking back and forth between the two of you,
Oh.
like.
And Poppy's talking to a different guy, getting a boat because this is gonna get
Prudence looks up at Hosh, and if this was an anime, she'd have the angry emoticon on her forehead.
The
She
little
goes,
the vein.
yeah. And she goes, Hosh, I don't know why you're bringing this up in front of the man we're trying to get the boat from.
It's fine. 5 gold if you can be back in an hour.
What if we need longer than an hour?
Oh, then it's 10. You can have it.
You
You can have it for the whole night.
Give him 10 gold.
I'm sorry. Can you not be eating while we're trying to negotiate boat prices? 10 gold is fine. I can go ahead and pay that out of my pocket.
And she slapped his hand.
I
I will pay it.
Let's do a.
Slap fight? Let's fucking go. You want a slap
Let's
fight?
do Dex versus Dex.
Oh no.
Yeah, he doesn't even look. He just moves his hand before he gets slapped. He drops the 10 gold into the man's pocket, or in the man's hand, and he goes, "All right, well, enjoy your romantic float down the river." And he goes,
It is
"Not
not
a romantic
romantic.
at all."
Hey, I have a question. Can I have Wicket invisibly put a more gold in his pocket because he's not gonna get the boat back?
Oh, very good.
How much gold are you thinking?
Like
It's
5
a
more
boat.
gold.
How much could it be worth, Michael?
How much is a whole boat worth? $5?
Yeah, 5 more gold, I'd say.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
possible. So I'll deduct 10, you deduct 5, and the man will be 15 gold richer. And he gets the oars, and he goes, Are you going to walk back to the group? I can bring the boat over."
Are you insinuating I can't carry? No, I will help you carry the boat.
"We're not needing to carry it. It's a river. We just go upstream to where they are."
I was imagining the boat was marooned on a dock. I apologize.
The point being, I'm not going to just solely paddle you up the river to the party. I can do it myself, thank you.
She hops in the boat.
Fine, whatever. We don't have time. The sun is about to set. And he starts.
Hurry up.
Starts
Once
rowing.
around the park.
No conversation. You see him stroke a little bit faster. Maybe we can get there.
And then there was this one time that I played Juliet, And I didn't do the greatest job ever, but I think it was honestly my best performance. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I bet it was good.
Tendie got to
Thank
play
you.
donkey one time. Just the back part.
All right, we've got ourselves a boat. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Prudence behind Hosh's back gives Sin a thumbs up.
Sin just nods.
Oh, is this in the RP that I haven't gotten?
Yes, it is.
Fuck, I forgot to read the RP before we started. Well, that's gonna make all of this in character.
It's gonna make this all very confusing. But anyway, yeah.
Too long, don't
Papa gets on
read. Sin and Prudence have an alliance where they both
Okay.
they don't like Hosh, and so
Oh,
they're
they're gonna have the worst time.
they're agreeing to be friendly, but keeping an eye on him. Like, keep your enemies close.
Friends close, enemies closer.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the bitch.
Jamie's
Poppy gets on the
curry
boat.
makes my brain all fuzzy. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Is it laced with drugs? Like,
Is love a drug? Is true love a
According
drug?
to Kesha,
so anyway,
it
Poppy
is.
gets on the boat.
Yeah. All right. So, Tendie, I believe you are going to need your lantern and the sackcloth bag, and I'll have it. You need to be able to cast this. Are we prepared? I can start rowing. Actually, I might need help.
You
I'll
know,
help you.
do I have a sackcloth bag? Do I need one?
Sackcloth. They're like potato sack bags. They're real,
You
Tendie has
totally
that.
have one.
easy to get. Yeah.
Tendie pulls that out and pulls the lantern out.
Okay. I don't know how many times we're going to be able to cast this in the span of the sunset being between. Perhaps maybe if we really work on getting back, turning the boat back around and coming back, we may have like three castings of it before the window leaves. And if so, then I guess we try tomorrow night.
Okay, and Tendie, you've got this.
Poppy pats them on the back, and there's like a small little glow coming from the hands with a little bit of sparkles. And you're blessed.
Friendship.
Friendship
Tendie-
is magic.
Tendie closes their eyes and takes a big breath and goes, Tendie is ready. And then they bardic inspiration themselves.
Okay. So as Leofton and Hosh paddle the boat further upstream to the bridge where foul deeds have been performed, you begin to take out and spin the lantern on the chain, putting it in and out of this bag of sackcloth. As you do so, it creates around you a alternating light and shadow. There isn't anybody in this particular area of the docks, at least at this point, so nobody really sees you do this. But after the minute passes of casting this spell, Tendie, I need you to make a Intelligence Arcana check. DC 15.
I thought it was a saving throw.
It's not.
That's why I did bless. Last time it was a saving throw and my thing didn't work.
Hang on.
Oh, hold on. You are correct. Before this, it's because it's a higher spell than what you were able to cast.
Okay.
So, thank you, Skylar, for pointing that out.
This thing on.
That does still require, though, a save, and that save
Okay.
would be. Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
So not a scaleless save.
At first, there's going to be 2 rolls you're going to need to make.
Okay. Oh, shit. I can't do that, though, right? Not with bardic inspiration.
You can choose when do you want to use bardic inspiration. The bless that she did for you is the first roll. only the first roll.
The thing is, I can do a bless and then I can do a guidance afterward.
Oh no, I meant that like on the. I have to remove the bardic inspiration effect. I thought it was run roll. Hang on.
No, because it doesn't automatically roll the bardic inspiration for you.
I know, but I thought it was one roll, and so I took the thing where it's the next thing you roll is going to be the one that you use it on, and I put it on. So I'm just taking it off real quick.
Mm,
Delete that.
got it.
Okay. So what is my save?
Give me a second. I'm looking it back up. It's 14 is going to be the intelligence save. I'm sorry. No, it's your charisma. It's your spellcasting
Charisma.
modifier. Yeah.
I think I'm doing this right.
Whew.
Okay.
Okay. So let me see here. So with your bless, that allows you. Yeah, you make the save.
Okay, that's one.
So you are able to cast the spell. Now you need to make a DC 15 Arcana check.
This is gonna be the
guidance them?
bitch.
What
Can I guidance him?
happens? What happens when she does the first part of the spell?
That is when I mean that's essentially uh, the lights become brighter and the darks become darker. She's basically half of a Tydad.
I
Right?
what is that?
Hold on, right?
Is that a joke I don't get? I'm gonna Google tie dad. Hold on, Jordan. I'll laugh. Hold on.
What are the? Oh, okay. Okay. I don't remember. Okay, I'm gonna.
I'm sorry, Google did it. Help me. I don't get it, Jordan.
I'll have to explain it off.
Yeah, give me a second.
Um,
I'm trying to think. Give me a second. Give me a second.
I would say you had bless already on Tendie, but you can prepare guidance and be able to cast guidance as well. Because bless is like
bless.
lasts a while, so
Oh,
you could have
I
easily.
thought it was a one-time use.
No, bless is lasts for at least a minute.
Okay, but
So
bless doesn't work for
it doesn't.
skill checks.
Correct.
So
I'm saying you can cast guidance on them.
Okay, I think I have everything correct. I have a thing for my mode of creation, but I don't know how to use it, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, Arcana, you said? Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, this ain't going to be good.
Got it. You got this, babe.
I don't even have inspiration for anything, huh?
Can I
Okay.
give Tendie my inspiration?
No.
Bam!
okay,
You just needed to believe.
plus
They do
2.
it with the 22!
All right. So as you begin chanting the words and of the spell. Well, actually, it's not verbal at all. It's just somatic and material. What you see underneath the bridge is a 20-foot wide portal of shadowy, wispy darkness, similar to Posh when he jaunted from one spot to another when he was shooting the arrow off of Prudence's head. Very similar in make. And you creep closer and closer. I'm going to need a strength or an athletics check from both Hosh and Leofston to make sure that you can get through in that minute.
Easy peasy.
No problem to it. All right, let's see. Who do I not like the most?
Me!
I'm kidding. I need Sin. Go ahead and roll me a D4.
No, I
Telling.
can't believe you actually picked your least favorite.
I'm not. No, there is no least favorite.
Can't
Mm,
have
But
a
believe
right
you've
most
now,
done
favorite
this.
right now it would be Katie only because I am popping up in her microphone from time to time. But that is,
He rolled a 4.
I can't help how loud you are.
I can't help how loud I am.
Hey, get wrecked.
Okay. Um, what time did you guys get up this morning? Usual time?
Prudence wakes up pretty early, maybe like 6, 5 a.m.
Yeah, Lee often gets up about 5 a.m. with
Oh,
Prudence.
Poppy wakes up so late, like 9.
Then would have been up fairly early. Sin probably got up at like 5:30.
I actually think that Tendie woke Poppy up when coming to show the gifts. Actually, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so we have 2 people probably late risers.
Tendie is typically a late riser, but probably I'm gonna hate these consequences. Probably slept about an hour. They're very nervous.
Oh,
I'm not gonna give you like the extreme consequences, but I'm gonna rope you in with the 5 o'clockers.
Okay.
Everyone but Poppy.
Or not good. I don't know what.
Well, hold on. I
Yeah.
need all of you but Poppy to roll. You're gonna have to be making multiples of these rolls, so be prepared. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Do I have so many?
Because bless is still on you somehow.
Which
Oh, dope.
Probably.
it won't
Love that
I
for me.
won't work for
I-
that. You'll need to just
Yeah, I know it's not supposed to be. I
Yeah.
don't know where to take it off.
So
Is
if
that
you
it?
click, if you're on the
Aha.
combat tracker,
I
yeah.
found it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me re-roll that. Sorry.
No. We can keep your
Oh.
15. It still shows what you base rolled.
But the 18's a little better.
But what about?
Look, you
But have
Boom.
you considered?
you needed a 10.
Oh,
Sin,
Oh no, Sin!
Sin, I need you to mark a tally for me.
no.
Okay. Just a mark.
Just a mark. I need to keep track of how many have been failed total.
All right.
All right. I need the 4 of you again, not Poppy, to roll another Constitution save. This time the DC is 11.
Teddy. What am I marking?
Just a tally mark. You can be mental. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now all of you
Mhm.
will need to make another Constitution save. Poppy, yours is 10. Everyone else's is 12.
Another one.
Mm-hmm.
And another one.
Wait.
Oh,
Another one.
I'll say it's
Sorry.
time it.
Took me a minute to find it.
Poppy, Leofston, Tendie. Give yourself another tally, or your first tally. Sin was your 12, the most recent round.
The most recent. Do I need to go to it again?
Nope, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Just making sure. All right. So just so I can clear this up, this is the last roll we're going to need to make. Poppy, your Constitution save is going to need to be an 11. Everyone else's is going to have to be a 13.
12 last time.
Okay. Who all is rolling now?
Everybody.
Ah. Ah.
Is that everybody? Yep. Oh, I guess I gotta make
Supposed to be
Hosh.
good at Constitution, and yet
And here we are.
I failed my 2 rolls.
What if Hosh fills all of his roles and we end up on the Shadowfae road alone and then Prudence is right and all of you praise her?
We wouldn't praise her necessarily because we'd be stuck on the Shadow Road and be like, hey, we're stuck now.
Now we're the bag.
Now, he passed both of his. Get wrecked.
Uh,
Okay. Let's just go through the list. Hosh has 0 tallies. Leofston, how many tallies do you have?
2.
2. Poppy.
no.
2.
Prudence.
I think I failed the last one, but you didn't tell me. So 1 if
So
I failed
it
it.
was a 13, so you failed it.
Okay, 1.
Tendie,
3.
3. Sin,
Just one.
okay. It doesn't seem like this much time has passed, but it has. To you, in your senses, it seems immediate. To your body, however, it is definitely not. Come on now. Let's try this. Please. Thank you. For however many tally marks you have, that is how many exhaustion levels you have taken.
Wait, do I roll for Wicket or no?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
How many can we take?
There's like 6 total
There's
levels of
Okay.
exhaustion. or something.
there's
Woof. Okay.
there's 6 before you die. I am going to need just a refresher on exhaustion. 1 level of it, you get disadvantage on ability checks. Level 2 of exhaustion, your speed is halved. Level 3 is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. And nobody is 4, 5, or 6. So we are fine there.
Is that stacking? So at level 2, you have
It stacks.
speed. Okay. What was level 1 one more time?
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay.
Yeah. So like skills.
If someone can snip it and put it in the chat, that'd be great.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I can't do all of it, but yeah. Reminding that a essentially a long rest. Finishing a long rest reduces your exhaustion level by 1, provided that you've ingested food and drink.
And you said that these stack.
These stack.
So Tendie has disadvantage on ability checks. Her speed is halved, and she has disadvantage on attack and saving rolls.
Yes.
Cool.
Until you rest it off. If only you guys had some Halo in this game, you could just and drink it down
Yeah.
and get over the exhaustion.
And for those who don't know, if you have 3 points of exhaustion, you have to have 3 long rests before you get all of them rid of.
You sleep once, and that gets rid of 1.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Tendie.
Mhm.
I will
Oh,
carry
sweet child.
Tendie around. He will be my burden.
You again feel this heavily as the moment you pass through the portal, the instantaneous feel of it, you float in darkness for just a brief moment before you feel the boat kind of just, as it finishes going through the portal, kind of up against some sort of a shore or dry land. Hosh kind of shakes his head and puts down his oar, goes, all right, we're here.
Good night, everybody.
Tendie just like drops.
Tendie!
Oh,
Prudence picks them up. Tendie, are you alright?
Tendie,
we all probably are. Did you? How many of you woke up very early this morning?
I did.
Mhm.
I didn't wake up early, but I'm so tired.
I always wake up with the sun.
Well,
Prudence takes off her cloak and wraps it around Tendie and makes a Tendie burrito.
it's an unknown science, or really just not known in general, because that's just how the Shadow Realm is. But it's hard to tell exactly how much time passed when we were in the river on the boat and here. And he gets out and kind of pulls it a little bit, and checks the surrounding areas. And as you look around, it is a strange sight. Where you currently are looks distorted hazy, but you would think that you're just in Zobeck.
It's like a shadow version of Zobeck.
It's a weird warped version of Zobeck at the present.
Holding Tendie in her arms, Prudence steps out of the boat and starts looking around. Is this normal?
Is the look of things, is that what exactly are you wanting me to confirm is normal?
She takes a moment. Did it work?
Oh no,
Or we were...
I had faith in Tendie. We absolutely are on the Shadow Road. Good job, by the way, Tendie.
Am I gonna feel like this further?
No. If you are feeling a bit, we should set up camp. And rest. No doubt about that.
That is a good idea.
But we will. It will go away as long as you make sure that you eat, drink, and get your rest.
Well,
Prudence starts digging in her satchel for some bread for Tendie and puts it in the Tendie burrito.
thank you, Mother.
I would like to point out, if this looks like Zobeck, is probably that for a reason, and you wouldn't want to go where you think you've been before. Rest assured, this may look like Zobeck, or a weird warped reflection of it, but at any point, if you see something you think you recognize, you could very well step off the road.
How closely do we have to follow you?
I mean, you don't have to. There's no piggyback rides, but as long as you follow
Prudence narrows her eyes.
follow me within 30 or 20 feet, I think we'll be okay.
Right.
You want piggyback, right?
I will give you a piggyback ride once you feel better. Until then, I'm carrying you. Hosh, lead us to a safe place for camp, please.
Certainly. He will begin to make his way along, and are you guys following?
Prudence stops Leofston, and she gently touches his arm. Leofston, I'd like you to take up the front, and I'll take up the rear.
He nods and, with a little bit of a stumble, but catches himself and manages to get at the front.
She looks worried. She can only take care of one baby at once.
Poppy is. I think she's too tired to fly, but then she's walking just very slow.
I could probably carry Poppy. Can I carry Poppy and Tendie, please? Can Poppy get on piggyback?
Leof can take Poppy.
No, Prudence only has one level of exhaustion. I will carry all of you.
And puppies.
I'm so glad you asked. I really wasn't wanting to do any walking.
Prudence will kneel down and say, Poppy, get on.
But you're carrying.
I said, she looks over her shoulder with a very stern face, gets on.
But there's like 3 other people here who aren't carrying anybody.
Poppy Honey Blossom.
I'm gonna walk on my own.
We don't have
She
to
has
go far.
metal legs. I'm not sure how they work, but
I'm not
she's
even
not-
that tired. I can do
Face
it.
plants immediately.
Poppy falls asleep.
Is Poppy doing that thing that little kids do when they're like, I'm not tired?
Yeah,
And you turn around and
absolutely.
I love it. It's perfect. It's everything I've ever wanted.
Hashi yawns. He goes, do you remember where we had our nice, wonderful chat at the bathhouse?
Hmm.
If this is like Zobeck proper, then we would just need to go up this way, and that area might be large enough for us to be able to set up camp.
Okay.
Prudence makes sure everybody's in front of her before she starts walking.
Except
Can
for those on
I-
your back, because they're behind you.
Well, Poppy didn't want to get on my back. Can I say that if it looks like anybody is even remotely wandering off the Shadow Road, Prudence will be on the lookout for that, and we'll correct them.
I'm assuming intentionally.
Yes, she is. She's not so much watching Hosh as she's watching the party members following Hosh.
Right. I'm saying, like, if they are intentionally going to leave, you are keeping an eye on that to kind of stop them.
Yeah, any of that. Like if they stumble, if they fall, if they intentionally look like they're leaving because they saw something shiny, like Prudence Prudence will be stopping any shenanigans whatsoever.
Okay.
So no tomfoolery.
I don't know. We are in the Feywild.
And absolutely no shenanigans.
If
You
tomfoolery
know what
is in
they
the
say.
Feywild, I don't know how I'm gonna react.
You know what they say, Kelly? You meet someone and they shenan once, you bet your ass they gonna shenan again.
As you make your way downtown, it is exactly like Zobeck, but the warped eeriness of the buildings, familiar places you have passed by, for some of you, for many years. This place is completely, utterly devoid of beings. You don't see a single thing, or at least with the haze, you don't think you do.
Prudence sort of calls from the back to Hosh. How come there are buildings but no people? Well, animals.
Well, presumably, the way that we would need to be heading would be in the direction of the Margrave Forest, as that is the physical realm's manifestation of the Feywild as much as it is on Zobeck. So,
Oh, that's cool.
or on Midgard. So once we leave the city proper, then it should be a relatively easier time until we hit the woods. The woods will be challenging. A few things that you notice, all of you, is that it is incredibly dark here. Even more so, it is constantly dim light. And unless you have dark vision, any perception checks made are with disadvantage.
Cool.
Cool.
Have my wolf eyes.
That'll be me.
But you wish you had a piggyback ride now, huh?
No, I'm not tired and I can sleep perfectly fine.
Hey, Angie, look what I found.
Prudence runs off the moon into Tom's
No,
arms.
Tendie! No!
I'm no longer Prudence. I'm Kate King. Once again,
I found
I found
Why are you holding this cat?
I found these glasses not that long ago, actually.
It's a sign.
They were right
He
where I left them.
he
You
put them on with
remember.
the wig and the hat, and he showed Lily, and she got scared and left the room.
Me
It's
too,
very
babe. Me
good.
I don't know if it
too.
was because of the hat, the wig, and the glasses, or the fact that I actually grew to about 7.5 feet tall and became really lanky.
I think that was probably pretty weird.
Yeah,
I was fine with it. I'm kind of used to that, but
right. Okay. Anyways,
Jordan, just a quick reminder, tomfoolery is on my minor for this game. I don't know if you remember that.
I
Just a
know,
quick reminder.
I know,
Okay, let's go back.
I know
Let's
all of
get
your
serious.
majors and minors for this game. Don't worry.
Let's get serious.
Slow burn, slow burn.
I already got some slow burns, possibly.
I need more.
Oh, okay. You can never
I'm
have
sorry.
too many.
Yeah.
Prudence
yeah.
will romance everyone.
Ooh.
But that
Finn,
no.
Finn will cast Fairy Fire on the group.
ooh,
Oh, nice.
interesting.
So we're
Does it burn?
glowing.
Does it
No,
hurt?
it doesn't actually like deal damage. So it just
No,
makes everyone have advantage on us when they're attacking us.
Right, but we shed dim light all over. What this looks like is just Finn's fireflies are all over everyone.
I love that.
Oh, so pretty.
Can
Yes, you can. What is it I got to do?
no, you don't have to do anything. It's a save.
I thought
is
there
it
was going to
not?
be some kind of. Huh? Yeah, everybody needs to make a dexterity save, but I mean,
Yeah, if you're willing, then
yeah.
it's fine. Hosh is gonna
I just
make
didn't know if there was going to be some kind of fey nonsense if spells are cast.
Hosh is gonna make a dex save.
Like, so we do a save if we're not willing?
Correct.
Hmm. Goddamn, Hosh.
Get away with me with that shit.
I want to be willing, but I also want to see if I would make it.
Prudence writes it down that Hosh doesn't like faith fire.
I mean, it's called fairy fire. It is no, in a non-joking sense. The easier it is to blend in with the darkness is actually preferred. But you do you, boo boo.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Hmm.
roll just to see if I would make
Don't
it.
call me that.
I don't make it anyway, so we're good.
I think Leostin's not willing. He can see pretty fine.
Can you now?
Too bad.
Can't see shit.
I kind of want to roll the save.
Why don't we just retcon and say that Sin asks? Maybe?
Again,
Consent is very
I
important.
mean, for those who were pretty much going to do it willingly and rolled to see, I think the only, like that's Poppy and Tendie. Leofton tried, and Hosh definitely succeeded. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what your spell. What's your spell save, Amaya?
Can you
Oh, it
see
can't be
when
that
my
much,
Prudence
probably.
VTuber rolls her eyes? Is that a thing you can see?
I don't know.
Fantasy Grounds doesn't really give you what you're.
It would be 8 plus your proficiency modifier plus your spellcasting modifier.
Eight plus 3 plus 3.
14. So. Okay. Well, what is your what color is the firefly glow that the fairy fire is giving those who did not pass?
What is the color of the world?
It is a deeper, darker purple than what you can see in the light behind Katie.
Okay. So then he would have made, in order to see everybody, he would have made it green so that it would pop.
Okay. Quite good. He goes, all right, we can go ahead and rest here. I would not recommend, again, going into any buildings. We don't know if the buildings themselves are simply just off the road. And I don't want to open a door and find out. I can see the
need
road
to-
here, so...
Take watches.
I will
So
take
we
the
can be-
first watch. Just focus on walking, alright?
I can take the first one. I'm not even tired, Prue.
Poppy.
Okay.
And then Prudence goes, Leostin, eyes forward.
I guess it's not even that big of a deal. It only lasts for a minute, so
Oh, okay.
I guess he did it in a panic.
Okay. That's
It's
fine.
dark.
Fear.
Don't like the dark.
So, you guys reached the square. If you recall, this is the same square where the bathhouse is in, and where you originally threw daggers during the Midsummer Festival. And I think there was some sort of strength battle between Leostin and an ogre.
Oh, there was one with Prudence too, but she failed really bad.
We don't.
think it
we don't
was-
talk about that.
It was
Yeah,
a
I think we all did.
Goliath. Yeah, it was a Goliath, and we
Yeah.
like punched his face, and Leostin
yeah.
got one of his teeth.
Yeah, it's the Goliath that was like, punch me.
I like to imagine that the group's talking about this to kind of keep their spirits high and like focused while they're walking.
Hosh points out that, the square itself, all the area of the square, is part of the Shadow Road. If they feel like people want to walk and not feel confined to a 20-foot radius around one another, don't go into buildings again. Don't try to, If you hear noises and you hear like something is in need of help or assistance, I can assure you it is probably not the case.
Lee Austin turns to Prudence expectantly. Do you have the... He kind of like makes like a cube shape with his hands.
I believe Poppy has
Have
it.
it. It's me who has it.
Poppy has taken on the thrall of the cube.
Poppy grabs the cube and puts it on the ground. Everybody step back.
Not too far
Castra.
back.
What's this? Oh, and then all of a sudden the tent begins to take shape in a matter of a second.
The cube.
Prudence immediately, with long strides, is inside the tent and laying Tendie down and rubs her forehead. Is there anything I can get you? Do you need water?
No, Tendie just wants to nap.
All right. Do not. She kind of pulls open Tendie's eye. Look at me 1 second. Do not leave this tent without me. If you hear anything, do not listen. Stay in this tent.
Tendie has closed their eyes and they are snoring.
Prudence will then go outside and start mothering over everyone else.
I do appreciate your hustle.
Poppy is next. Poppy. Snap, snap,
I'm
snap, snap.
already inside.
Oh, tucks in. Kiss on the forehead. Mwah. You remember what Hosh said? Do not leave.
Mm-hmm.
Tut, 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 tut. All right.
Good
Now
night. I love you.
I love Lee Austin.
He's already like crouching and starting to make a fire.
It is time for bed.
I'm hungry.
Time for bed.
I can take over the fire if you want to get some rest.
But
I
I'm
just-
hungry.
Does Sin only have one level too?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna be the mom and dad right now. Prudence tugs on Lee Austin's arm with literally all of her strength. I will roll for it.
I am an unwilling participant.
I love this.
I'll
Dad, please
make sure
stop
that you get.
fighting.
I'll make sure that you all get food before you rest.
I want to eat before I sleep.
Prudence takes out her other bread roll and shoves it in his mouth. Eat while you sleep.
I don't recommend that, actually.
that is not advised. Medics of
Take-
Zobeck.
She drags him inside and takes him in. Tuck, 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 tuck.
No, I'm an unwilling participant. You gotta roll for this.
Okay, I'll
Jordan,
fucking roll.
What are we rolling?
So you're being forced into bed.
Yes.
It would be
Usually he doesn't argue about this.
athletics v athletics.
You have disadvantage, though.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I use my inspiration.
Get
My God.
disadvantaged.
Can I use inspiration for this?
Yes, I use my inspiration.
My lower row was the 10 one, so rumbling around the bread.
I do. Hold on a second. I do want to make something very clear when it comes to if you have disadvantage and you want to use your inspiration, you would need to do so before you roll, because
I
then
don't have
the
disadvantage.
because the disadvantage would then cancel out. It would just be the first roll
Yeah.
that you made.
Yeah, you do have disadvantage. You have 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh. Oh no. Okay.
I mean, either way, though, you.
Just I know we're having fun pal times right now, but when it counts,
I don't have any more inspiration, so that's fine.
But for when it counts, just know that if you start off with this disadvantage, then inspiration will give you not advantage where you pick the highest one. It's just the first roll you make, so you've got to make that determination before you roll.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Prudence tucks Lee Austin into the tent.
He is upset about it, but clearly does not have the strength to fight it right now.
Like, you don't even have the strength to fight me right now. You said it so yourself. Prudence tucks him into a cot, and then she starts rubbing his head and
Which
humming
that-
softly.
That knocks him out immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as the thingies are in the hair, he is out.
Can I ask a very important question?
Yes.
Is his head on her lap? Yes or yes?
No, I have to go outside and help Sin. God damn it. You
Careful,
know.
she doesn't love me enough.
She does remain kneeling by his bedside until he's out. And she leaves a roll of bread on his tummy.
Sin, you're outside for this during this.
Yeah. Sin's outside. He's making the fire and cooking any food that we have, I guess, if there's anything to cook.
You
I don't know
see,
what comes in a ration bag.
you see, Hosh kind of just sit at crisscross applesauce and take out a bit of not copper wire, but a little bit thicker, and it's already kind of wound up into a spring, and he sits there and just begins staring off, and then twisting and winding this spring further and further.
Sin just looks at it curious. What is that you have?
That's a material component for a ritual spell that I'm casting.
See? Okay.
In an hour's time, sorry, 10 minutes time, I will be able to. The spell that I have that I learned is called Tireless. It's transmutation. What it allows me to do is I don't need to have food, nor drink, nor rest. It makes me faster over land when it comes to a day's travel. I can read 3 times as fast or perform labor as 3 times as fast. And it doesn't give me any sort of exhaustion.
But if it makes you faster, but nobody else is going to be faster.
Well, there's a difference between the ability to be faster and the choice to use it or not.
Okay, so it's in case you need it, I guess.
It's more for the food and the rest. I could essentially take watch every single night, but I don't suppose that would sit right with the group. It is fair to share.
Speaking of, since you're doing that and would you like me to put something on the fire for you for after you're done?
No, thank you. I don't. By the time I'm done, I won't feel the need to eat. So, the gesture is appreciated.
Sure. Okay.
He just goes back to winding it and staring off.
Prudence parts the tent flap. All right, they're all tucked in and safe. Sin, if you need to rest, I can take first watch. She has her arms crossed over her chest like it's not really an option.
Well, I will after I have something to eat. It's almost finished, so whichever my word I will after I eat this.
All right, but you have to give me a bite. She sits down next to Sin.
Not sure if it's any good. I've only made it one other time, so
What is it? She looks curiously in.
it's a what he has is kind of like a toaster strudel.
I'm already so down with this. Are you making enough for Hosh, Prudence, and Sin?
Well, this particular thing is a special thing that Sin wanted. I don't know what comes in rations. What comes in rations?
Like
Heart attack, water. That's all I know. All I remember is the heart attack.
Granola, trail mix type things.
Okay,
At some point.
Oh no, you're fine. So for the group, Sin is probably making something a bit more hearty. Sin makes like a big pot of beans.
So I guess they enjoy a nice little meal, and then Prudence will usher Sin off to bed, and she will try to make Hosh sleep because she doesn't know how Shadow Fae fucking work.
He'll explain to you what he explained to Sin earlier. He casts a spell to where he doesn't need to sleep, drink, or eat.
And he's already done it.
Yeah, by the time you guys eat, he finishes the 10 minutes of casting the ritual. You see him kind of originally when you come out of the tent, he's just winding something and just staring off. And then when you guys basically are halfway through your meal, he goes, "Good," and then just sits there, kind of just.
He looks wired. Oh, that's why it's a copper wire, because it makes him wired. I get it.
It's an ever wound spring. It's not copper wire. It's a little bit thicker than copper wire, but.
Prudence, in a shocking revelation, decision, will say, well, I did say I'd trust you, and you've already done the spell and spent the component. I suppose there's no use for me being awake. And she will stand. I'm going to rest. I trust you to watch over us. Please don't let any of them leave.
I will ensure. Question. Usually, if there's, I don't know, I've not done much adventuring as far as, in a group setting. When there is, inevitably, it's not a matter of if, but more when there's danger, who should be the first that I wake up in this instance, if I'm only to wake up one person at a time?
That would be me.
Understood.
If I am not here, then you defer to the Alston.
Do you prefer a splash of cold water or just a slight nudge?
I will just take a slap. I don't know. Hosh, figure it out. And she turns around and gets
He gets a little bit of like a, okay.
I will
It's just
note.
like, I don't stop being fucking nice and asking for my consent. I need to fucking leave.
I also will say that Prudence's new staff will wake up Prudence before Hosh will.
Yay! Prudence is gonna climb into the Austin's cup.
He big like sleepy rumbles but goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Time passes. I need a roll to see.
You want to slap Prudence? The Austin's right. My staff will wake me up. Okay.
I think it'll wake up everybody.
That's if the staff was actually magic.
You wouldn't.
It's magic. For the price it should be magic.
Boy, did you get swindled.
Oh, Austin has a murder coming up.
He sounds like Dixie. He's just mad.
The seller had good reviews.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they just decided to say I'm out of this game and start tanking their reviews, liquidating their inventory. Okay. Sure enough, night passes. There is no danger, and you all wake up.
Prudence sort of immediately sits up, expecting to have been betrayed or something to have gone wrong, and sees that everything is fine. She's not disappointed, but you know. Is she the first one awake?
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
Well, I don't know how exhaustion works if you have more than one level, so.
Is there a sun?
There is no sun.
Yeah, hello, it's me, Dad. I finally found you.
Okay, then Sin is not awake yet.
Well, if Prudence is getting up and moving around, it's gonna wake Austin up.
She'll look down at him. You can keep resting if you need to. And then she puts the bread back in his mouth.
he's got like that hella sleepy Muppet look, and he just kind of nods and lays back down.
Oh,
Mumbles around like
man.
he tries to mumble like "wake me up for a watch shift," but he is out again.
Oh, sleepy boy. Prudence will make the rounds. How's Tendie looking? Still asleep?
Yes.
And Poppy?
Poppy. Let me roll something.
Oh no.
I can't believe she's dead.
I guess I could get rid of the table for shadow ritual failure.
Roll an
Ah.
insight or perception. I don't know.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Insight or perception? Which one's higher? I need glasses, dude. I got a 16.
She is pretending to be asleep.
Prudence kneels beside Poppy's bed, and she pokes her nose. Boop. I know you're awake.
No, you don't.
What are you dreaming about, then?
The zoo.
What's a zoo?
I don't know. I hadn't
Call it a
gotten that far.
menagerie.
They all whisper from their sleep. None of them are sleeping.
A menagerie.
A menagerie.
I've only heard of a menage a trois.
Not that kind of menagerie.
Leofson's feeding me cues. I don't know.
I did my best. You're on their own now.
With
Thanks,
that eye roll, Jordan just saw his damn brain.
Yep.
Prudence like leans onto her forearms on the bed and like is kind of like close to Poppy's face. Poppy, you need to get your rest if you're about to speak to your mother. You need to be at your best.
But I won't be able to speak to my mom for a long time, though.
Well, I mean, what if she just shows up and she's on the edge of the forest and she's, oh, Poppy, you're here, and you're tired?
I'm guessing that if she's at the edge of the forest, then she'd understand that I'm tired because I just came on the Fey Road.
By this time, Prudence is petting Poppy's hair.
And we have to go further. We can't.
You definitely need to go further, but you need to go ahead and sleep.
I can sleep more
Pet.
tonight.
Pet.
At this point, Hosh will hear Hosh's muffled voice from outside the tent, and that's when you, those who are awake, realize that the sounds outside of the tent, a normal tent, you'd be able to hear Hosh just fine, as if he were right there. It seems like there's quite a bit of muffling that goes.
Oh my god, he said not to go on any doors, and the camp is a door! Oh no, it was a trick and we failed!
I also just realized we meant to go to Ileana and get a magical item, and then we didn't.
It's too late for that, babe.
It is much too late, but I'm just getting my brownie points saying
That's
that.
okay.
that was...
I can sell 50 Shades of Drow. I'm sure it'll be a hit.
Prudence will stand up, or I guess Poppy will see Prudence sort of frown as she realizes this, and she'll stand up and look back over her shoulder and again say, "Go back to sleep." And she'll go outside.
You hear
Poppy's gonna, as soon as she leaves, follow her, but stealthily.
So when I open the tent door, does anything crazy happen?
Yeah,
Does any cool
Hosh-
shadow fey magic
Hosh
happen?
finishes his sentence where he's like, I don't know why you're telling people to go back to sleep. Time doesn't work the same. They should have had enough sleep. We need to be going. Oh, there you are.
She closes the tent flap behind her. Again, crosses her arms. They will get as much rest as they need. We are in no rush.
Okay. Well, then I'll educate you on shadow corruption. Go ahead and take a seat.
She does.
For every week that a non-native shadow creature that resides and spends their time in the shadow realm, it is possible that they become shadow touched, and it becomes harder and harder to avoid it. Um, Most of it is not anything dire by any means, but I do know that in order to get rid of this shadow taint, essentially, they need to spend time outside of the shadow realm, uh, or I guess maybe perhaps a particular spell might be able to dispel it.
You said about 1 week this might start happening.
For every week, yes. The
Oh,
longer.
then
Yeah.
we should probably go.
Poppy.
Oh,
I
good morning.
followed you immediately.
I should have known. She sort of looks at Poppy. She's actually kind of glad Poppy is there. She doesn't like being alone with Ash. Well, what do you think, Poppy? You said, and she looks back at Ash. You said that time works differently here. How long has it been?
Oh, to know and understand the time that passes in the Shadow Realm is a feat that only few have spent their whole entire centuries to be able to figure out, and even then, that's information that is typically kept very close to the chest. I'm afraid I don't know.
She looks frustrated, and then she kind of stands.
Prue,
I didn't. Yes, Poppy?
we will rest when it's time to rest. We can go.
All right. She goes back inside and starts waking them up one by one, except for Tendie, who she will keep bundled up in a burrito if they want, and she will carry them if they want.
Yeah, I think they'll be carried. I think actually, you know what? Hang on, let me look at exhaustion again real quick. I think that they're probably fine walking.
Okay, then Prudence will take back her cloak, but she will say that if Tendie wants to be carried at all, she'll carry them.
So my speed is halved. Does that mean my walking speed?
Yeah.
Okay, Tendie takes about 4 steps and then just looks up at Prudence like,
Prudence will pick them up. Do they want to be wrapped in the cloak again, or do they just want to kind of like piggyback or
piggyback.
bridal care? Okay,
They were
piggyback
promised
those.
to piggyback.
Okay.
Actually, they want Leofston to carry them. Mom got it yesterday.
Prudence will put Tendie on Leofston's back.
He looks much better, so he's carrying his shield on his arm to give Tendie optimal spacage. Unless Tendie wants to surf on the shield.
You you all hear a loud thunder. Again,
Does it
muffled,
rain?
but off in the distance.
Like
Which
rain
where?
thunder, or like a thunder of like big noise, something fell, something's happening.
Yeah, what's the vibe here?
Like
It's like a lightning thunder.
Where?
okay.
Well, before they start freaking out, Prudence packs up the tent and turns to Hosh and says, "Is this one of those noises we need to ignore?"
Well, it's just a thunder. You look. He kind of points, and you look at the sky. And I want you to imagine, instead of a persistent layer of almost black clouds, I'd say the color is very reminiscent of what you could see on the stream right now, of like the black smoke like tiny roiling surface. That is the sky, and behind it is dimmed dimmed light of more of a purplish blue.
Would you say that it's like eerily pretty?
It is eerily pretty, yes.
Hey, Prue.
Prudence is still looking up, but she goes, "Yes, Poppy."
Can I have the cube back?
Oh, the cube that Leofston. Yes, of course. She was gonna
Cube
say
that
that Leofston. I mean, he did give it to me at one point. It was his first gift, but I have a new gift now, so you can have the cube back. And she smiles.
It was a gift? I've had it this whole time. I didn't know. Why did
If
no
I
one
re-
tell me?
if I remember correctly,
It
Leofston.
was a gift for everybody.
Well, yeah, but
Mhm.
Leofston. Prudence
Okay,
is
so she interpreted it as a
she's
gift directly
interpreting
to
it
you.
as
Got
a
it.
gift because he told
Got
her
it.
to hold on
Selfish.
to
Wow.
it. Yeah, yeah. Look, she takes what she can get. They weren't dating at that point, all right? I think they weren't. Were they?
Nope.
I don't
Prudence
remember.
basically was
Maybe-
like,
No, they
if-
were.
Oh, they were.
They
So
They
were.
yes,
were.
it was
Oh, so then
boyfriend
she
gift.
was just jealous. She's just being a jealous bitch.
Yes.
He gave someone else a present? No, he fucking didn't.
Good. Is everyone now awake? I can go ahead and finish. This shadow taint, this shadow touch. I've seen. I don't know the extent of what can happen, but I have seen someone lose all pigmentation and color, appearing only in monochromatic shade of black and white, and everything about them became gray. And of course, he
That would be
fixed
so different.
Sin just shrugs.
Leosin is hella eating and just kind of sleepy blinking as he's listening to Hush.
another one.
Considering.
Poppy, who basically has saturation turned up always, is like, well, that would be so different.
Yeah,
Another
Sin's blue, so he doesn't care.
Another one is that I've heard of somebody losing the ability to speak more than a whisper, and they wouldn't
Poppy,
be able,
who's loud all the time. Oh my god, that'd be so different.
and they wouldn't be able to be heard more than 5 feet away. It's small things like that, nothing detrimental that I'm aware of. But it is quite possible to accumulate more and more differing taints of the shadow.
But nothing fatal or would cause great harm.
I'd say there's no way to know that. I imagine if somebody dies on the Shadow Road, there's no way to know. Perhaps they get lost. And she does like sort of like quotation marks.
The few that we know are just people who have traversed the Shadow Road, and obviously, if there are fatal ones, then they would be lost in the Shadow Road and the Shadow Realm, and we wouldn't really know what happened or what caused the death. If it is
So-
in fact death.
None of you investigate any of this. It's just a phenomenon, and you don't care about it. Are you affected?
I'm a creature of the Shadow Realm, so no, not particularly. I do care about making sure that we do get to the Shadow Court and get all of this. Again, I don't know where that may have come from, but this is why I was trying to advise that we get going and not sleep in.
Sure. That sounds like a good plan. But I was just curious.
Well, on that happy note, and Prudence claps her hands together, why don't we get going?
Agreed.
Okay.
Best not to tally.
Someone will need to keep track of the time spent in the Shadow Realm.
Knows
I
bro.
will do it. How long have we? You're gonna have to
One-
be telling us how.
Probably 8 hours if we just took a long rest.
We're just gonna count it by rests as a day, and there's 7
Sounds
days
good.
in a week.
So one
Okay.
day.
After 7 rests, we will need to roll to see if any of you are affected by the
Oh.
shadow.
Oh no.
Mr. Potter.
After how many rests?
7. So 6 more to go.
I wonder if we'll make it to 7.
If we go 7 days, we get the shadow touch feat.
Ooh.
Not the shadow touched feet, no. The
If
shadow.
they touched feet, your hair turns pink.
That wouldn't be so different.
I don't know why I'm worried about this, but if you guys see any moles, perhaps don't eat them.
I'm vegetarian.
Oh, good. Then you won't eat them all.
I don't see why this is important. Anyway, we should carry on.
Is it just moles?
I am just really worried for some reason specifically about moles.
I think that this is like an out of character thing that's happening, and we should really move on.
Out of character, what does that mean?
Anyway, Hosh, lead the way.
The number of Easter eggs to other games tonight is just
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
Again, Prudence will insist that I was gonna say
Listening.
Leofston. I was
Not
like,
that way.
well, I was gonna say Leofston. I was like, wait, that's wrong. And then I was gonna say Lestain. I was like, no, wait, that's wrong.
Hey, you guy over there.
Sexy man.
As Hosh leads you, you guys do eventually make your way out of what would be the Shadow Realm version of Zobeck. And you can see now beyond the walls of this fake city, just an endless stretch of haze. No single clear-cut path amongst any of it, and you do truly get the scope of how unknown and how dangerous this place could be. The sounds, there are shouts and screams, roars, the ground beneath your feet. You can feel the rumblings of perhaps maybe far off activity. But for where you are now, you are safe enough.
I wish Prudence could talk to Hosh while they're walking, but they're in single file.
You don't have to be single file. We can probably at this point be at least 3 deep, but I wouldn't go any more than that, or 3 wide, and I wouldn't go any more than that.
No, that's okay. I wish to have eyes on everyone at all times.
Very well. Well, the next place we're probably going to be entering is the forest, and after that, maybe the mountains, and then we probably will be there, but again, I can't tell how long that will take. So, I guess it's a good enough time for us to get to know each other a little bit better.
Prudence groans from the back.
Hush, what's your last name?
Oh, wow, we're starting off,
Is it brown?
is that,
That would be so good, and Tendie would have been right.
Oh yes, let's all
You
take
get-
turns guessing Hosh's last name.
You get inspiration. I don't make the rules. You get inspiration for that one.
he's full on inspiration. The man doesn't use it. He's a mad lad.
I always forget I have it.
Yeah, that's fair. No, it's not brown. Is it any particular reason why you need to know my last name?
No, but we're getting to know each other, and you know my last name. You know both my last names, so.
Well, you're royalty.
Well, yeah. But, like, you're Hosh. And I want to know your last name. Or tell me something else. I don't care. It's just the first question I thought of.
Well, that's a very pointed question. I'm sure at some point we may get to those formalities. I guess I can answer. If we're going to be sharing facts about one another, I guess I could say that, although to some of you it may come as an absolute surprise, and others maybe perhaps not, there are very, very few that I can be able to call true friends in my whole life of growing up.
But you're so charming.
Even your own kind.
Correct.
Prudence narrows her eyes, and she wants to see if he's being genuine.
Insight check. With disadvantage.
No.
Oh wait, actually no, you only had 1 level of exhaustion, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I slept it off.
Did you?
22.
There's
No.
no remorse in his voice at all. It's not like he's not like sad about it, but he's also but he is being pretty honest about it from what you can tell.
I think she was trying to pick up if he was like laying it on thick. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he's trying to like give like a sob story
Mm,
to endear himself to the group.
mm, with it being with you kind of getting the sense that he's being fairly forthcoming on that, you can take that however you'd want in terms of if he's trying to pick something that can fit that purpose, but you don't think he's doing it on purpose.
Okay. Thank you.
You could draw your own conclusion.
But I don't have a pen.
I do. I come prepared. Get good.
I touch grass. Maybe that grass way over there.
Yeah, touch that one, especially off the road, please. But yeah, no one that I've been able to really call valuable, reliable. Um, most are acquaintances.
But what about like family, like a brother or um? Surely you have someone you could count on if things get rough.
Oh, I believe what you all call it in the mortal realms. I suffer from only child syndrome. Is that?
I thought he was gonna say orphanism.
it's an absolute
My
plague.
parents are fucking dead.
Thanks for like making me divulge that information. Like, God.
Kelly, give me a bite. Give me a bite. No.
What about no, as far as brothers and sisters, no, I'm an only child. And as far as relatives, family in that sense, I have family.
But no one that you can rely on, I guess.
No, not quite. It's actually, I don't know if some of my family is still existing at this point. That's how relatively small and rare our communications are between us.
So what why are you in Zobeck? Of all places.
The Collegium had a relatively good, um, well, perhaps maybe not a program for what I was trying to study in, but they certainly had the source material. And so I uh, worked hard for a few years to be able to garner enough favor to be able to go, um, and peruse the particular books that I was looking to study from. There wasn't a class that I could attend to. I had to teach myself from the books that I was able to be allowed to read.
So you have pretty I guess lofty goals.
Is that a separate question?
Well, I guess I'm just speaking aloud. I'm just trying to get a grasp for what you're all about, I guess.
Oh, well, the purpose of the game of questions is to answer a question and then come back with another, and it just passes it around.
Well,
So
do you have a
perhaps,
question for us?
sure, I do. It's going to be quite a journey. So, the better I know all of you, the better. That was a poor word choice.
I thought it was fine.
You kind of see him go.
Tendie would not judge us.
Tendie, you've seen this quick bout of like frustration, but he kind of gets past it and goes, right. You, Sin. I don't think I've seen anyone that looks quite like you. And I don't mean this in uh, an ignorant or racist way, but what are you?
Sin kind of sighs because this is multiple times he's heard this question. Well, it's because I was experimented on, and I don't remember. I was told that someone similar to me, that we were experiments, and so I'm not really sure what I was before, but this is what I am now, I guess.
It's quite cruel. Would you at least fancy a follow-up question?
Sure.
You say you don't remember. I'm not saying that this is they coincide, but Shadowfae, at least by reputation, are quite fond of gathering memories. The dragged woman was potentially one we would have had to interact with. Do you think that there would have been any involvement with Shadowfae when you may have lost your memory, or is that still sort of up in the air?
All right. I don't really know that much. I remember there was one point when Baba Yaga was brought up that I remembered that name. And the out of
Baba
character,
Yaga?
what is the uh, what is it the vampire? What are they called? The
Drow?
No.
Oh,
Dampier?
Rua.
Dampier. I
Slua.
think Kelly got it.
No. It's whatever. Bad Leroy Brown, aka the guy you don't like. He speaks German.
Yeah, it's a Dampier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's a Dampier.
I think.
Man,
He's a
fuck that dude.
Dampier vampire.
He's a bitch, is what he is.
Hey,
Wow.
fucking got him.
What was his name again?
Radu.
Ragu.
I was gonna say George for some reason. I was like, that's not it.
Close.
I mean, really, it's
George?
basically the same. Can you imagine if someone to his face called him George? He'd probably be super pissed.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna go
let's
see if my air conditioning's at 74 again. I'll be right back.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be Darkul.
This sound yes, it sounds right.
Yeah, Sin says Baba Yaga, and then he says, and also the Darko. I remember those, but I was also told that all of us that were experimented on were not good people. So I guess we're coming.
Sin is very good.
Very well. Well, I don't want to get any hopes up, but it's quite hard to get rid of a memory without the use of magic. And most times I'm now granted, memory filtering is not my area of expertise, but I would say that they have to go somewhere. So, at least, perhaps,
You mean memories have to go somewhere?
memories have to go somewhere. They don't just disappear. So,
Where did we
like
go?
the just tangible.
well, some are in memory filter vials, at least the ones I'm familiar with. But depending on where you were when this happened, and if it was anything to do with Baba Yaga or perhaps the Darakul, then it would be difficult to discern how. But from what I understand of the magics behind it, they must be somewhere, whether they are in a vial or on paper or otherwise.
So, so what you're saying is that my memories are just sitting in vials somewhere, and essentially, so maybe somebody has them.
Yes, the point I was trying to make was, uh, at least you could have hope that maybe they are somewhere, and they can be reattained, I'm sure. I wouldn't know where to look, but they have to be out there. If I have a theory, and then we'll get back to questions, but I have a theory that if the item that we're containing a memory were to be destroyed, because it is a physical item after all, that it is only a matter of time before memories float through the world or the realm and will eventually make their way back to those who they came from.
It's a rather romantic thought.
Oh,
So it's like they are lured to their origin.
suppose it would depend on the memory. I don't know. Again, I don't know much, but I'm sorry that you had that happen to you.
Prudence raises her voice from the back. I don't think she's that far back, but she does raise her voice to be heard. Would you say that perhaps we could talk to somebody in the Shadow Realm about memories that's more of an expert for sin?
I would say that that's probably a certainty. I hope that's not your question, though. That is not really us getting to know one another.
Prudence doesn't say anything.
Well,
Well.
I'll be damned.
Oh wait, actually no. After a long, long pause, she says, uh, um, and then Poppy's in front of her, and she kind of like, Poppy, what's a good question? I don't, really know. I'm not sure.
Well, is there anything that you really want to know about him?
There is a lot I want to know about him.
Anything that's not rude?
She's quiet again.
Tendie has a
Okay.
question.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Um, why is Hash wanting to study with swords?
Oh,
Almost said Kush. I had to stop myself.
I appreciate that. It is. When I was younger, I was well, I told you some of it, but I uh, had to do. I believe it was drafted to be a guard for a moment. Um, it was when I say it was very uneventful. It's because I was absolutely bored. It didn't challenge me much in any way. It was only for 2 years' time, so I had left that and decided that if I'm going to be spending my time, I need to do so willingly and in things that provide me a good enough challenge. So There's begun to study the art of blade singing.
Mm.
It is magic through combat, or in the form of a blade song, which I'm sure you'll see at some point when we meet the inevitable danger that could make itself known.
I have never heard of that before.
It is not something many people tend to study. They prefer the traditional specializations in the various forms of schools of magic, but blade singing is an art of all by itself.
Mm, mm, mm.
I guess I'd be fairly interested in seeing that in action. It sounds fantastic.
Hush is very good at.
Your last words are cutting off.
I can either have it not pick up you, or I can have it not cut off my last words.
That's fine. I'll try to talk.
Hush is very good at this.
Well, hopefully, I guess this brings up a good, valid point. If we do encounter something on the roads, please be unaware that one of their primary tactics could be to just drag you off the road. Is there anyone in particular who's not great at evading being grabbed?
What role does that involve? Because
Grappling usually involves either athletics versus athletics, or athletics from the grappler to acrobatics. So acrobatics or athletics.
So
I'm
Dex
not
or strength.
good.
They often looks over his shoulder at Tendie.
Tendie
Eyes
shrugs. Tendie's
forward.
fine.
I am very easy bait.
You are in front of me. I will make sure nothing grabs you.
So
Now,
I,
something grabs me, she teases.
Uh,
I think
freaks
that
out.
I think that it might be a good idea for Poppy and Tendie to pair up with somebody who's a bit more sturdy.
Poppy is in front of me. I have my eyes on all of you.
wait. Hush. Do I have to step out, or if I'm flying out, is that fine?
It's they
Is it the same?
Yes, it's the same.
Oh, okay.
But I will say it's quite likely that you and I might be less the target of attacks just because of our lineage.
I guess that's true.
So if that is the case, we will need to be able to assist the others if you all happen to find yourselves in the arms of a hideous shadow-like beast.
Angel.
Let's
Okay.
make the same joke.
Would you say that it is better to be unusual here?
Would you say it's unusual here?
No,
Is
no.
it better to be unusual?
Is it better to be? Is it more accepted, or because when I'm in Zobeck, I have to keep covered?
You know, I don't know for sure. Best way I deal with hypothesis is to perhaps maybe pick a day, and that day, if you can present yourself as not perhaps maybe obscured, and see if there's a difference, and record those in a journal. And then after enough data has been collected, then of course you could be able to make a more accurate analysis.
I guess you don't you've not witnessed the extent of my deformities.
Prudence is getting irritated in the back because she hates when Hotch makes really good points. It pisses her off. She's like, damn, that's actually really good information, really good advice. I fucking hate this guy.
Well,
I guess what two things, I guess. When we're in proper places,
the courts.
should I keep myself covered?
No, there's no need.
And second question, when we're walking this road, would I be less of a target if I was more unusual?
That would I would harken back to my hypothesis conversation on that one. Try it one day and the next. Differ it up, see if there's any difference, and record that over and over until you find a pattern.
I guess we'll just make it today. Sin will, from the cloak at his back, his appendages will extend, and he will stretch out.
Ooh.
And this will be the first time that Hosh has seen it.
Well, let it be known that I'll probably have more questions for you later.
Understood.
That's curiosity, that's all. Where are we at on the questions? I lost track.
From the back, Prudence goes, "Are we there yet?"
Oh, that's an easy one. No. Tendie, did I answer your question? Very
Why
good.
don't you ask some questions, Harsh?
Yes, I guess I suppose I could end, or I could at least start with this one. Why is there so much animosity towards me in particular? I understand the whole issue with putting up the uh, letters of writ from Thilmandron, and thereby from Poppy's mother, the queen. But why the continued ire?
A bit hazing. Yeah.
Prudence is really glad that Sin jumped in because she was starting to like formulate so many fucking answers, and he reminds her that she's supposed to be nice.
A new person in the group, so
Yes, just a bit of ribbing.
Oh, I understand. From what you can, he seems to take that rather well, and he goes, "Oh, no, that makes much more sense."
God damn it! Don't make him sweet. God damn it, Jordan.
Poppy looks confused because at one point in time they were all new.
Is she gonna say
Yeah.
something? That would be really fucking funny. She did. You didn't haze me.
Tendie did not haze Hosh. Hosh came to see Tendie last night. Tendie is fine with this.
He often looks at his shoulder. Flats.
Hosh came to visit Tendie.
What do you mean, Hosh? Came to
That's
visit
not
Tendie?
fair. Hosh didn't come see me.
Oh, it was more I went to go.
Tendie looks at Poppy like,
Mm-mm.
It was more that I went to go visit her father, the professor. But
You went to Tendie's house. How do you know where Tendie lives?
I've gone there at least 4 or 5 times at this point.
You've gone there.
Prue,
Is this?
Tendie's father is a professor, and Hosh goes to the collegium all the time. It's not that weird.
yes, that makes perfect sense, actually.
Does it? Okay, it makes perfect sense. Of course, it makes sense. It makes sense to go to somebody's house you just met and go hang out with a professor.
This must be the hazing. It's quite good. It's quite good. Her father makes a really good throat calming tea. And with blade singing, I oftentimes hum, and so it is useful. I can't say I've grown to like tea more than I used to. Preferably one with honey and lemon in it, but nonetheless, he's a good listener, and I did happen to at least come upon Tendie arriving one evening and gave her a bit of advice for how to perhaps maybe reassess the situation of casting this intimidating ritual.
And I guess I will share my tea with you if it's something that you need.
Yes, if you ever need tea, don't go to Tendie's house. Go to Sin instead. There's no reason to go to Tendie's house.
Well, not
Wash came and was very nice.
It's so far away. You can just come stay with us so we can keep an eye on you.
Oh yes, even more so now that we're on the Shadow Road. It'd be far more lengthier to go back there. But if you've got tea with perhaps maybe honey and lemon, I don't know how long it lasts, but I'd be fine.
Yes, I have a citrus blend every morning with honey. I wouldn't leave home without it.
Well, then I perhaps maybe would take you up on that. If I choose to not. Well, even though I cast that ritual, I can still ingest food and drink. I just don't see the need when others could use it more. But
Like your speed, you could decide to do it, but no, you don't because you don't need to.
correct. Yeah,
But
you see that even though you guys may have walked for maybe a couple hours at this point, he still seems like he's just like like a marathon walker. Like clearly
Speed walking.
he's not speed walking. He is kind of he's speed
Does he
walking
have a
but
little
holding
headband
back.
that he pulls back out? Does he have long socks?
Nobody gonna break my stride.
So this blade singing is actual singing, if I understand you correctly.
No, I'm not a great singer. It's more of a hum. It's well, I wouldn't liken it to the meditative hum of, monks in temples. That would be rude of me, but it is a melodic sort of hum. Rises and falls in pitch.
And
Okay.
before a hash actually has a beautiful singing voice, and we listened to him one morning when he's out.
Just happen to catch him. Never going to give you up.
He's an angel.
He sounds like a mix of Fergie and Jesus.
Ave Maria.
What a combo.
Fucking power couple. Fergie and Jesus. You know him, you love
Fergie
him.
X Jesus.
Freaky X Jesus.
OTP.
My favorite fanfic.
But no, perhaps we'll. I'm assuming that when we probably get to the forest is going to be where we might see more danger. Out here, I never spent much time outside of the walls of Zobeck. Wasn't this mostly just hills and or rivers to cross?
It's
As they're talking, Prudence kind of goes, Austin, can you fall back for a moment?
Sin gives the lay of the land. Sin has a lot of experience with it.
Austin falls back to Prudence.
All right, Mr. Warlord, when you're going into enemy territory, how do you walk?
He looks at his feet and he looks back at her. Like this. I
Oh my
walk.
god. She elbows him in the side. You know what I mean, a single file best. She smiles up at him.
Well, no. Then again, whenever I went into battle, I had 30 to at least a few hundred men with me, so single file is not an optimal movement.
He laughs. I suppose that is true. Well, perhaps think smaller. Did you ever do any raiding parties of just a few men? I'm very worried that somebody's going to be dragged and picked off.
Kind of thinks for a minute. Not sure it's entirely applicable to what we are doing here, because the point of a raiding party is to spread out and create as much. Kind of thinks for the word for a minute. Mischief as possible.
Your muffs for Tendie.
It's not this isn't not a bad idea, but don't believe we need to be as strict as right now. As strict with this as we should be I do not believe we should be this strict at this moment. When we get into the forest, maybe single file might be better. Kind of like looks between everybody. Maybe we could think about tethering each other to somebody.
I was thinking about that, but I don't have any rope.
I have rope.
Should we? Do you think that would be best to tie each other together? I was imagining it, but then I was imagining somebody getting dragged off, and then that person drags that person, and then it just becomes a huge calamity, and then we're all lost forever in the Shadow Road.
Prudence, are you right?
Mm-hmm.
What we could do is, at least for the very minimum, tether Tendie and Poppy to somebody a little sturdier, like Sin suggested.
The sturdiest one I know is you.
Are you gonna put us on fucking monkey leashes?
Hell yes, I am.
I have never wanted something more.
Poppy's kind of like right next to them while they're talking about this. I mean, she's in front of them, but she goes, "Poppy, are you okay with being tied?"
I
To the
don't want
Austin.
it.
Poppy, please. It will give me peace of mind.
But it'll make me feel like I'm a problem, and I don't want to feel that way.
It's not because you're a problem, it's to keep you safe.
It's because everything else is a problem.
Exactly, Leost. It's to keep you safe.
I am
Meow!
probably the safest one here. I am fine.
That is true.
I'm not going to force you to do something you don't want to do. She looks very disappointed.
That looks like you're trying to guilt me, and it makes me feel bad.
It's okay, it's just my emotions.
You know, women in hysterias.
Leoston?
He is trying his best not to smile.
She whaps him with her tail right on the butt.
That gets him to laugh.
Alright, what about this? Instead of a file, circle.
No.
No,
That is
of
going
course.
to...
Of course not. What was I thinking?
Are you guys speaking quietly, or at least like?
No, we're just having a
Okay.
casual
For
conversation.
those of you who are looking ahead, you just see Hosh also shake his head.
It was just an idea.
Any formation that makes us wider than we need to be will put the people on the edges at risk.
Alright. Yep, no, that makes complete sense. Single file then. Alright.
We could double up if we need to, but just need to be sure of the risk.
I just wanted to make sure my original idea was best. I
What
trust you.
if the smalls just stay within grabbing distance from, somebody else?
Leoston
Tendie
is
does not
carrying
want to be
Tendie.
grabbed.
You're on Leoston. You're in the safest place in this whole entire forest.
Is Tendie riding on his shoulders or riding on his back? I feel like shoulders would be... I feel like for longer distance, shoulders...
Oh, what if Tendie does like the wrap around the head sort of thing?
Or I think what Katie's saying is like maybe Tendie's just like there, like curled up in his hood, just sitting in his hood of his cloak.
God, I want
Like Tendie is sitting on his shoulders, like playing chicken in a pool, but their butt is in his hood. So like they cannot fall off. They can lean back and they're still fine.
Prudence she looks down at Poppy. Poppy, I know you can make people bigger, but can you make people smaller?
I can make people smaller, yeah.
I'm gonna talk to you after we get home.
Why?
Leos looks very concerned.
I don't do anything for sexual fantasies.
This isn't what? Who taught you that word? I just want to.
Leosin is belly laughing.
So, Sin, I guess my question would be: are they always like this? Is this the typical conversation?
Yes, it's. I just walk, and
I just ignore it.
sometimes I stand in different places and just let them do what they do.
Sin is that cow looking out at the ocean.
Tendie looks back, like to Sin and Hosh, like they're on The Office and just look at them like,
Prudence finishes explaining it's not for sexual gratification. She wants to sleep in the hood.
Well, so basically a full day of walking and talking. At some point, Hosh promises a story of what is called the Crucible.
I hate that immediately.
And you guys find yourselves at the edge after a full day's travel, at the edge of this looming forest. Inside the forest, it is even more dark and foreboding, but inside there is just eerie red lights that are, some of them are widespread lights that cause a reddish hue. Some are focused almost where it looks like they could be eyes that watch you in the forest. Hosh recommends that we perhaps maybe rest before entering in, especially given the exhausted condition that some of the friends have, and you begin to set up camp. I propose we end here and start next session with the full rest itself, going through the watches and all that. Perhaps maybe the story of the Crucible.
Yeah.
And then we will enter into the Margrave Forest version of the Shadow Road, a
Hell yeah, baby.
far more dangerous place than where you just came from.
I'm so ready.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.